Hello, so we are back episode 9 of Surviving with Celia. To my left, we've got my co-host, Eric Biggs.
Woo!
And to my right, we have Josh Castro, a good homie of mine, a comedian, podcaster. He works 3 jobs because he's Mexican.
4 jobs.
And 4 jobs. He has to correct me. And then behind the cameras, we've got our producer, JP Boo. He's into dominatrix shit. But yeah. So, how you doing today, Josh?
Good. Thanks for having me. Glad to be a part of this podcast.
Yeah. And also, it's 3 jobs. He only turns in tax returns for 2. Fucking don't get the IRS on his ass.
Yeah, it's
don't
true.
Fucking don't be causing some shit, dude.
Don't check my Venmo. Don't check my Cash App. Any third party has nothing to do with tax.
I will say this about Josh. He fucking hustles, and he produces a lot of shows and You can actually. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I'm late for work right now, so thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Great. I told him we're getting paid for this.
That's our Dana White episode, dude.
Yeah, I produce a couple shows out in mostly North Austin, which is a little bit outside of Austin, Leander, Texas, in that area, Liberty Hill, Georgetown area. So if you don't got a car as a comic, you're probably not going to be able to do my shows. So that's
I don't have a car as a comic.
Well, you get around. The areas
I do.
You have gone train. The train, you went up to one of my shows.
I actually didn't ever take the train.
You never took the train?
Somebody gave me a ride straight to your house, remember?
That's right.
And then the night, I think I lifted that night. That Lyft driver was cool.
Yeah. So most of my shows are up north. So yeah, I've been doing comedy out here for 10 years.
Yeah.
But every time I go on to Kill Tony, I always tell 2 years, 3 years. Every time I go different.
Yeah.
I'm 9 months in.
Yeah. Just to fuck with them.
I just started today.
Yeah. First ever set, dude.
I had an open mic at 3, and they said, you should do Kill Tony. And I'm like, okay.
It's exactly what I'm going to say next time if I bomb. Yeah. That's my excuse every time I bomb. It's like, how long you been doing comedy? 4 years.
Yeah.
But no, the real truth is 10 years, yeah. And I've been producing shows 6 of those years, probably a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, and Josh was actually the first paid show I did when I moved to Austin. So that was actually pretty fucking cool. And we've been on the road together.
Yeah, we hit down in the valley. I got you introduced down there, and people love you in Midwest. There you go. Not Midwest.
West Texas likes
West
me.
Texas, yeah, they love you. So I took you out there, and yeah, I mean, it's just fun just going around Texas and getting experience as a comic and hustling. That's the life, right?
Right. And I'm going on tour with Hector. So many people got added to the show. Hector just told me. He's like, yo, Aldo, Iggy, and Rob are going to be on this. And I'm like, what happened to... I get adding one person, but...
It turned into a whole Hector Fest. That's what it is.
It's funny because 3 of the 4 guys are bald with beards, and I feel left out, so I kind of want to shave my head.
Let's do it.
And grow my whiskers out. So I'm going to get my catfish on.
Yeah.
But, no, I always pluck my chin hairs, and then I regret it afterwards because I like to stroke them menacingly. And I'm like... They're gone now.
Let's get you on TRT. Get you a real beard.
Just start taking steroids or whatever for testosterone.
Yeah.
My name's Celia. Cabrón.
I'm not trans. I just like beards.
Yeah.
2 of my sisters were beards. They married gay men.
Most Mexican women have beards. Some do. Some. I know my sister had.
My whiskers aren't that intense. Yeah.
She had long eyebrow. What do you call it? Sideburns.
Sideburns.
Yeah.
You know those long ones that don't cut, just go down?
It's even funnier though to say she had long eyebrows, the eyebrows grew all the way out to here.
No, that's one thing my family never did was an eyebrow thing. We always punked those people.
I'm the only one. I'll just tweeze the unibrow and I'll clean up the stray hairs. That's it. I like my eyebrow shape. But a couple of my sisters, it's all why do you shave them off and start from scratch? At least get my sister used to have what's it called? Their kind of trace things where you put them on and trace them on. But she likes them because she'd have me tweeze her eyebrows, and so did my mom. But I'd tweeze my sister's eyebrow and she's like, I want them thinner. And I'm like, if it gets any thinner, it's just gonna be your eyebrow hair playing follow the leader in single file. It's that shit doesn't look right. And she's like, I want it thinner, I'll fix it later. It's no, it's the whole point of shaping that. You know what, fuck it. After a while, she's like, thinner. And I'm like, it's literally down the line. Why didn't you just tell me to shave your eyebrows? Why did you have me do this individually?
Get my Sharpie.
Yeah.
Get my Sharpie.
No,
You should have just done one.
Yeah. It's like, do you like this one?
Yeah. And then just, you got one eyebrow.
Yeah, my mom had crazy ass bushy eyebrows. Like, it was fun tweezing hers. But she'd be all like, only Celia's allowed to do my eyebrows. It's like, the rest of you make yours too skinny and I'll fucking chueca. It's all like, okay.
So how you loving Austin so far? You've been going back and forth, right?
Yeah, dude, I keep like traveling a lot. And like, I thought my first year here, I would just be like, just doing open mics and then like, shit just happened. But like, basically have an overpriced storage unit. Mm-hmm. That's my apartment.
Yeah.
Because like,
welcome to Austin.
Yeah, because I'm only like, I think I'm only in town like 5 days this month.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
This is one of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I'm going to El Paso tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck that drive.
And then I'm gonna be, I'm actually taking a plane to what's it called, Midland, and Hector's gonna pick me up.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. And then I'll have you on the next little tour we do.
Yeah, and I think he's stopping by one of my shows in Leander, I think, and then...
Yeah, he is. And like, he was all like, do you think Joshua, and I'm like, I don't think he's gonna put me up again, because I had just done your show last month, right? I did 2 of your shows, Temple and Leander.
I don't remember.
See, I don't either. And it's funny, because he asked me one time, oh, sorry, you're not typing anything.
No, you're good. You're running. You're going.
Sorry.
You're cooking today.
Yeah. I did not take any supplements to make me talk faster. That would be illegal.
We would never.
Wrong.
You're doing good. Wait, is he supposed to be typing or something?
No, yeah, I'm over here taking notes.
I'm fucking stenographer.
I'm taking the minutes of the meeting.
It's just him playing freestyle.
Yeah, I'm over here playing Flappy Bird, dude.
I'm watching porn right now.
Like, hey, run it back. Run it back.
Yeah. All right, at minute 47 and 17 seconds, Celia said, "Fuck you, bitch." Are we?
Actually, it's just a video of JP jerking off.
Yeah, but that's just for our side to see, you know.
Yeah, you look like you're in pain. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. He's jerking off right now.
Is that blood?
That's why JP's off camera today.
Yeah, but no.
Anyways, what else?
So you've been doing comedy for 10 years, but like since you produce all these shows and shit, well, longer than 10 years.
Yeah. And
like,
I learned a lot of shit shows.
So like, we want to talk about that, like surviving, producing your own show, shit like that, surviving the comedy world.
Definitely do's and don'ts. Yeah. There's a lot of like, I started off more on promoting myself before I got funny. And I think that's a common thing that I've been seeing in a lot of like younger comics is promoting themselves, you know, out there. They're good at marketing. They're good at getting all the people there, flyers, but I did the same thing. And when like once that's over, then it's like, okay, why aren't people coming to my shows? Because it's like, well, you also have to be funny too. So you can only do the same jokes so much, and you know, so doing my own shows, I kind of was like shown from the old scene, the old guard here in Austin. So a lot of like back in the day before Joe Rogan came and the whole the before back in the day, the land before times when Littlefoot was eating his first leaf. There was a lot of like everybody, like Joe Rogan's club was like equivalent to Cap City, like back in the day. Like everybody wanted to get in Cap City. The second club was like Sunset. That was like
that was
Velveeta.
Their mothership. Yeah.
That was Velveeta. Yeah, that was a mothership.
Velveeta was a big deal.
Yeah.
Every time.
Oh yeah. Like that was a big thing. Everybody wanted to get on that, you know. And then you look at the history about those two specific venues. The original Cap is where Bill Hicks last performed at. And that was here in Austin. And then also you have Velveeta. Multiple specials have been filmed there, like Doug Stanhope and, you know, people of those calibers. So it's like, yeah. And then Moon Tower came, and then all these things started developing the last couple of years before COVID and before things. And so when I was in that, I was already maybe like 8 years in. And I was already kind of climbing up the ranks, trying to improve myself and go out there. And then COVID hit, and then I had to start all over again. But But I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's a good thing because it's actually made me a lot better and more experienced in a couple comics. But it's not like I'm trying to flaunt that experience either. I'm not trying to boast myself in a way that I'm not. I just tell it like it is. And most people like ask me for advice, and I'll tell them straight out the brutal truth, like, you suck. But it's nothing against you personally. It's just I suck too, and like I know when I suck too, and you gotta own that shit in order to become a better comedian. And so same thing with producing. Producing is a totally different hat. You know, the way I produce now my shows, I learned a lot from the Valley guys. Yeah. Raymond Horta, Mario Salazar, shout out to Homeboys. I'm doing the show in late September. It's probably gonna air after this, but we'll probably be done already at that time. But a lot of those guys, they didn't have the comedy clubs down there. So they didn't have Cap City. They didn't have a place where they can go and practice their craft and their art. So they became the producer. They became the host. They became everything that you would see in a comedy club. They did that. And I was like, holy shit, these dudes are fucking hustling. They have the fucking Mexican ingenuity, and then they fucking bring in that hustle, and I brought that hustle all the way out here to Austin. Yeah. Because I learned from them mostly, because while I was getting shunned out here, I wasn't getting stage time, I wasn't getting Velveeta, I wasn't getting Cap. That allowed me to bomb gracefully here and then be a beast outside of the other cities. I was like, why can't I get booked in Austin, but I can get booked in Houston?
See, and that's what I'm noticing too. And like, that's the other thing. I did the opposite of you. I wasn't promoting myself at all, because my way of seeing it was like, how the fuck am I gonna sell a half-baked cake? It's all like, so I'm just gonna sell cake batter. It's like, I don't have the material. It's all like, I'm not selling an unfinished product. Mm-hmm. And people like, all these like young cats who are like the same like year as me. It's like, so you need to work on marketing. You need to do this. You need to do social media. You need to do this. You need to do that. And I'm like, I have nothing to offer. It's all like, I'm funny for 5 minutes, that's it. But a comedy club's not gonna book me and pay me $500 a week to do 5 minutes on stage.
You gotta keep on that work.
And then, you gotta get like, that penmanship. Like, I'm learning a lot from you and a lot from Hector, but like, I'm starting to learn how to produce and host and shit, and I fucking hate it. I hate it so much.
It's hard.
Like, I hate hosting. It stresses me out because I want to do a good job, and then I'm mad because I can't drink as much because I don't want to fuck it up. Yeah. And then like, it's like wrangling the comedy lineup itself when everybody's there. You state the check-in time. You do the group chats. And it's like, why did I make the group chat if you're all gonna message me the same fucking question individually? It's like, what time does the show start? You see in the corner where it says 7 p.m. in big letters? Yeah. Just go start around then. Check-in time's at 6:45, and somebody else is like, when's check-in time? 6:45. Then
the best thing is you figure out just not to book those people twice.
You think so?
That's what I figured out whenever I was doing shows. I was like, oh, if you're a pain in the ass, you don't get to work anymore. No. Like, there's enough people that want to work.
Do you, have you produced any of your own shows? Like, I know you guys have...
Yeah, so I did a whole run of tours in Missouri, and I think we did somewhere around 12 to 14 shows in about 8 months. Yeah. And it taught me so much, taught me how to be a good host. And then, because I was a host at our spot that we did open mics at, and then I would switch on and off hosting with a buddy on all of our road gigs. And then building lineups and promotion and all that kind of stuff. And it's such a good skill, but it's nice to not have to do it all. Right. Whenever you don't have to.
It's all on you, yeah.
Yeah, whenever you get to the point where you're start getting booked on stuff, it's like, oh, this is so nice to not have to do everything. But it is fun having the hosting power of being able to break out a great hosting set. Yeah. And people are like, oh shit, you know how to do this? It's like, this is it's an old muscle.
Because I'm starting to get good at it. Well, and now people want me to host more, and I'm like, no, I don't want it.
And that's
getting people, trying to light people, and then sometimes there's every once in a while that there's one comic, it's like, yeah, they're about to walk the audience, I need to light this motherfucker now. Oh yeah. And they still have 10 minutes, it's all yeah, there's still other comics, they're not performing to an empty room because of you. That's a fucked up thing to do, kind of, but at the same time, looking at it from, it's so sometimes if I'm in a bad mood, one person was eating shit and people were getting up to leave, and I'm like, no, I want them to sit in their failure. I'm gonna watch this shit. It's you said you had 10 minutes. You didn't even have 3. Right. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And then, then like
That's awesome
paying the
comedy right
comics
there.
and shit. Because like I like that you always pay for your shows.
I try.
Yeah. True. But like, yeah, first paid show from him, and like I've learned like he's like helped me like start to negotiate like my headlining fees for out of town and shit. And but that's the thing, because people like before nobody would ask him. It's like, hey, do you want to do a show? It's like, yeah, sure. And like I didn't even think about asking about pay, and I'm like, I'm just gonna need a ride there. But now people are like, what's your rate? And I'm like, based off the last 7 years, 2 drink tokens and a ride home. And now it's all like, I need a place to stay. I need you to pay my feature and give us gas money. I need a hotel room.
And that's a big
or
thing.
Like, what's your budget? Shit
That's
like
the thing I learned from headliners, you know, and it's like working with the headliners, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm trying to buddy up to them and, you know, get a spot. I would show up and not get a spot and just talk with them and be cool with them. A lot of the headliners that are good now that were back then coming through Austin are better now and have given me more advice. And that's some of the things that I've been able to take away from a lot of headliners, is getting on the road with them and learning them how to negotiate. And it's very hard to monetize comedy, because a lot of people who are ignorant of comedy don't know what it takes to produce a show, doesn't know what it takes to write a joke, doesn't know what it takes to get people to pay attention to you. And that's the thing that we as comics need to monetize, is that make it legitimate. If you're gonna go out and pay $500, if a venue's gonna go out and pay $500 for karaoke night, and they're do a music night, and
like the bands and stuff.
And they're doing half of the shit that we're doing intellectually. I mean, no disrespect to any other art, but karaoke, really karaoke? Fuck that shit, you know. But I mean, bingo, like bingo, they have bingo and stuff like that.
Like
but
having the MC and stuff. But all those people get paid, and so many like comedians are like, can we run a free open mic here?
Yeah,
you don't have to pay me.
And that's where, you know, we start looking as comedians, start monetizing our business. What are we doing specifically that is going to kind of gain some type of revenue? And then that's where you have to take off the hat as a comedian and become a producer and understand how to monetize it, at the same time go up there and being funny. And I'm not the best fucking host. I let other people host.
Yeah.
I've learned.
I think you're a good host.
Well, I don't like doing it, but
I don't like you doing it either.
But that was another thing too, is that when I would get booked before, that's everybody threw me as a host. Yeah. Everybody threw me as a host. They didn't see me as a feature. They never saw me as a headliner. Never saw me as anything other than a host. And then when I finally got those opportunities, well, you're pretty good. Well, motherfucker, I've been hosting these goddamn years that you've been throwing me out.
No, but also that's useful to have.
That's the path, though.
Yeah.
You know, you got to host, and then you open, and then you feature, and then you headline.
Exactly.
Like, you know, that's why I don't know. Anytime I tell people, I'm like, learn how to host.
Right.
It's such a good skill. A lot of people don't enjoy doing it, and if you're good at it, it makes a show.
It does.
Yeah.
Like,
it really truly does.
And like,
because a shitty host ruins a show.
Exactly.
Like,
they're steering the ship.
Yeah.
And as steering the ship, you have to know how to navigate those waters, and you have to test the crowd.
Yep.
And I've been doing it for so long, I have test jokes.
Yeah.
And I'm throwing it out there like, oh, they didn't like that one. Okay, how about this one? Boo, they didn't like that. Oh, they like this shit. They're dirty. They like the dirty shit.
Yeah.
And so I like that as a host, being able to kind of figure the crowd out. But at the same time, I hate doing it.
Yeah. And then
but also, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but also a good comic will be able to gauge what they can, what material they can do off of the host.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have a good host, and then you're like, they can set boundaries of figuring out where everything's at for the show, and then as a comic, you can be like, oh, cool. I can go up to this line, or the host was able to go up to here. I know I'm safe in all these ranges to help set, like, oh, well, this should probably be my set list for tonight.
Right.
And then if you're up there and you're like, oh, they're receiving everything well, let me push the limit a little bit or see where we're at.
If you're taking it serious. You
Well,
know what I mean?
yeah.
You put all those things there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, it's like those are the things also that a lot of younger cats have not discovered yet. And you're when I see young ones, I try to try to help them, but at the same time, I don't tell them anything, and it's not my place to tell them anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Also, I will say this: if you are hosting, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't need to do 5 minutes between every fucking comment.
Yeah, that's big.
Golden rule.
10 at the top.
You should have like a Celia rule every time you for like look.
Yeah, don't do
There it
this.
is. That's
Oh my god, no, and that's the other reason I hate hosting, because it's a different job.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm just doing a set, then I can go up, do my set. I don't have to worry about like the energy of the room and shit. But since I started to learn hosting, like, I'll pay attention to that if I'm going up before other people. And I'm like, okay, I need to stay away from the dark shit because of this. I need to.
Yeah.
And like, I started doing that because I accidentally got a show canceled in Mississippi because the lady in the audience son killed herself. Like, we talked about that on a previous episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But now I have a safe word in comedy for that. But like, I'll ask too, like when I'm hosting, it's like, do you guys like dark comedy? It's like, okay, just so you know.
Yeah.
But like, also now, like, I'll kind of start to warn people if I know like this one dude's just gonna, it's like, the next comedian is just gonna straight up talk about his dick for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So enjoy.
There you go. That's it. Didn't we discuss that one time when we were talking about your set? Like, maybe you should just tell them that you're fucking dark up front.
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about that? Or
Yeah, because my
already...
friend David Kays, he's my best friend. He does dark comedy, but he'll ask, it's like, do you want light or dark comedy?
Yeah.
So I remember he did that, and
it really kind of like
it does set them up. I can address it too.
After when you do that and I've seen the shift in the crowd. They're like, oh, she's dark. Okay, I'm into this shit. You know what I mean? They get more interested, and I've never seen that before when I've heard other comics address that. And the thing is also too, not a lot of comics can pull off dark fucking jokes.
Yeah. And I do notice, like, when I ask them, and I'm like, you guys remember the safe word, you can stop this at any time. Or it's like, you fuckers said you like dark.
Right.
But like, when people be like, woo, it's like, do you guys like dark comedy? It's like, I don't believe it.
And now your comedy set becomes more of an experience versus just a show. Because now you're kind of interacting with them, and then you're pushing the envelope a little bit further. How further can you go? I tried doing dark jokes a long time ago. I got too fucking dark, and most people felt sorry for me.
Yeah.
After, like, I wasn't getting laughs. I was getting,
Yeah.
I scarred his fire department friend in El Paso. And it's funny because, like, he said something to the effect, he's like, I pull burning people out of buildings. This was more upsetting.
Yeah,
I'm like,
literally,
shit.
my friend works on the border. He saves migrants from the Rio Grande, and he's a fireman. He's seen death on a daily basis, and he sees her set, and he's like, holy shit, dude, that girl was fucking dark, bro.
Dude,
I was like, that's coming from
up and apologize.
That's coming from my best friend. I was like, wow.
See, but he looks at her as a real person. You know, the other people, they aren't citizens, so he's like, whatever.
Yeah, that's his twisted way of thinking too. He's like, just commodity. He'd probably agree too. So.
See, and that's why I like veteran, like, vets, like, I love performing for them because they've seen and experienced fucked up shit, and a lot of them have PTSD and all that, but it is cute because, like, sometimes, like, people will just come up to me and it's like, was that all that true? And I'm like, you think I'd just make up a long story about me trying to kill myself in a dumpster for funsies?
Right?
But like, people, they'll like come up to me, it's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. At the moment.
Yeah.
But like, I'll tell, like, I have to comfort people. It's like, it's okay, I'm on medication now, I'm seeing a therapist, I get sleep. It's like, I'm drinking less, we're good.
And that was the scene that we were kind of trying to create before Rogan came. And that's where Chris's mic came about. Because Chris was that guy. He wanted to be the dark comic.
Yeah.
And he would not get booked out here because he was too dark. And so he would do these dark jokes, and then he just finally said, fuck it, I'm going to just do my shows at Anderson Mill. We had unwarranted Thursday nights here in Austin, run by me and Chris would book these dark comics. Just say whatever the fuck you want. It's our bar. We can say whatever they want. You know, they don't have to be here. And so he created that kind of ambience where it's okay to say this type of word. It's okay to be, you know, and that tradition has kept with the mic, where you know how Mike goes up there and says, say whatever you want. This is the way you work it, you know. And it was always my friend's Chris's idea and to keep it dark. And when people got offended, it was the first time I ever saw him actually calm down a patron who got offended by what a comic said on stage.
Yeah.
And they were ready to go at him. Like, people were like throwing fights and things. Right. And you can ask the bartenders, they still remember this. And he would go outside. He's like, they're figuring it out. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I was like, stop taking it so serious. This is an open mic. This is what they're supposed to do. And if they're not good, don't laugh. Don't listen to it. Leave my bar, please. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know you could talk to people like that. And explaining to them, like, this is our art. This is what we're trying to do. And so that tradition has always been like the underground here scene in Austin that started off in Anderson Mill Pub and kind of spread it out to a couple comedians.
I do think it helps that I'm a girl, so like people don't want to throw down with me.
Yeah.
A vagina, but also I do know how to fight, so fuck around and find out, bitches. Yeah. But no, because there's like this one girl I did my shows in Chandler at a venue called Hobnob, and like I actually like for the most like I picked the lineup for that, like I pick my host and shit. And like that's where I headline when I'm in Arizona.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to do more clubs, which is exciting. But there's this one girl, and she's like, I was about to kick your ass over those miscarriage jokes. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Did you have a miscarriage? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, I've had two, so maybe go fuck yourself. And then Hector steps in right away, and he's all like, whoa, I thought you were a comedian. You can't take a joke. And then, like, I knew what he was doing. Like, him and Rob, like, just kind of like, oh, it's all like, she's joking, all this. But, like, I got pissed off immediately at them, and my anger redirected. I'm like, why the fuck are you being a dick to me? She was the one being an asshole. Yeah. But then it dawned on me, like, okay, I think they were just redirecting my anger because they know how I get.
They're just trying to de-escalate.
Yeah, because, like, dude, if somebody, like, for the most part, I'll take a lot of bullshit. Like, I'll have people DMing me. It's like, hey, kill yourself. Tony was wrong about you. Roseanne was wrong about you. It's all like, fuck you, you're worthless. So I'll get like DMs like that.
The fuck?
Yeah, and like it's like, damn, this is personal, because they went into my DMs to tell me this shit.
Right.
It's all like, sometimes I'll get that on like YouTube and shit too, and I'll like get it on Reddit. But it's funny because like once they figured out it was actually me, and I'm like, okay, I fucked up. I had a bad set.
Right.
And then they're all like, oh shit, it's really you? It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, we're just bored. I'm sorry, but like actually talking and confronting them. But like one dude is like, you should kill yourself. And I'm like, fuck you. You want me dead? You come here and kill me yourself. But like actually talking to people helps, because like this one lady, she also got mad and she's like, it's not okay to joke about suicide. I had somebody kill themselves. And I'm like, I've had this many people in my family kill themselves. And I've tried to kill myself like 3 times.
And the funny, the thing also about producing is that you also make a lot of enemies. You know what I mean? And that's something that's unintentional, and when it happens and people just don't like you for any reason.
Yeah, or they get butthurt.
Exactly. Or you tell them something that they might not like about their set, or, you know. Yeah. And it goes both ways. And to me, I always tell comedians, look, your journey is your journey. There's no right or wrong way to do this shit. If you want to do dark comedy, you're going to do, but face the consequences. People are going to come at you a certain way. If you talk about certain things, oh, I didn't know what I was going to do. Yeah, dude, you're talking in public. You know, like, get out of your head.
Yeah, not everybody's going to like you.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, and one of the things I had somebody tell me, like, pretty early on, because I'm not a dark comic at all. Like, I'm a pretty, like, overall, like, light kind of comic. But somebody would say, he's like, yeah, the problem with dark comedy is regular bad jokes are just boring or not funny. Yeah. Real dark bad jokes are like offensive and like make people angry. Right. So if you just say like a regular, like a knock knock joke, and everyone's like,
up there, it's all like knock knock, who's there? You're rapist.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
But the thing is, there's sometimes a greater reward by taking the leap. Yeah. So I mean, whenever people can do it, and that's like their angle. But I mean, I always am just like, I'm not that guy. Yeah. Like every time I like watch Celia's sets, I'm just like, ah, my God. Like it's so wild, the stuff that you do, and like the leaps you take. I've
always just had a dark sense of humor. My entire family has. Like me and my brother we'll joke about fucked up shit, and like somebody was trying to hurt my feelings because my dad died. Yeah. And like they said something, and then I said something bitchy, and they're like, that was cold. And I'm like, just like my dead dad, right? And my brother just started laughing. He's like, what the fuck's the matter with you?
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people don't realize. Also, people cope like that, you know.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's
like-
that's how they cope.
No, because I have a really fucked up family, and that's part of it was a survival mechanism, and like I noticed it's the fucked up shit that made my family laugh. So I started doing more fucked up jokes to like cheer them up and stuff, or I'd like do silly shit, and like a lot of my family loves like horror movies and things
And
like
I think
that.
that's a lot of Mexican families to begin with, because we don't talk about feelings or anything like that.
Not
We just-
until like you're shit faced at a wedding or it's a funeral, and that's
yeah.
when everything comes out.
when you're drunk at the quinceañera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there, it's like, mijito, it's all like, I love you, and it's the first time you've told your son you loved him in 20 years.
Right? But
Shit like that.
I'm proud of you. I know I don't say it every day, but now the truth comes out.
I think
in
it's just
alcohol.
like a blue collar thing.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just
No,
like
Mexicans are essentially like blue collar workers.
Yeah, because it's all just very blue collar stuff. Being like, yeah, you know, your dad like grabs your shoulder. He's like, oh, yeah, here you go. You know.
It was fucked up. So my dad, like, he moved to like North or South Carolina to get sober, and like he's saying goodbye to us, and like he looks at my brother and goes like this. It's like, mijo, you know I'm proud of you, right? And my brother just kind of like did that. He's like, yeah, papi. And then he turned to me. It's like, you're the man of the house now. And then he got in the car and left.
I wish my dad told me that.
But yeah, let's see. How are we doing on time?
We have 27 minutes.
27 minutes. We're at 27 minutes, or we have 27 left?
I have 27 left.
Okay, gotcha.
Do we have a scenario from our producer? We haven't done one of those in a while.
We haven't done one of those in a while.
What's that?
So, since it is called Surviving Celia, and we talk about different shit, and like, again, surviving different shit, he'll give us an imaginary scenario that we have to survive together.
Yeah. I know.
You want to read it off, Eric? I'm not mic'd up.
Oh, yeah.
Survival skills.
Oh, my
It's
God.
not Naked and Afraid, is it?
Dude, I'm addicted to Naked and Afraid now. Dude, the men lose their shit all the fucking time, and it's hilarious. Just a woman just weaving, and like she's like catching a fish or something, or like tending the fire while like weaving a like lobster trap, and the guy's just like, this is fucking bullshit, this is dumb, and she's all like, I know, but getting mad about it will waste your energy. Shit like that, and it's hilarious.
All right. So
Eric is dyslexic, so this could be very fun.
yes,
Okay.
but also I'd just like to say, as much as it looks like something I would write, I did not write this. Because it starts off with Hunter Biden.
Oh,
God
great.
damn it.
Cocaine.
Hunter Biden just barricaded himself in the United States Power Supply building and shut off power to the entire country. He has enough drugs and hookers to last 6 months. So he decided to stay despite authorities' threats. The government has issued a statement saying the United States will have to go without power for the next 6 months. They're also passing. They've also passed and implemented hunter laws. Dude, this is wild, JP. Hunter laws, legalization, possession, use of all drugs, prostitution, fist fights for the next 6 months, but nobody is allowed to leave the country. What is the plan?
Damn.
Here we go.
I was thinking like we were going to be trapped in like an escape room or some shit. This went whole fucking viral Hunter Biden shit.
Again.
Man.
Also, once again, it was not the white guy that wrote Hunter Biden shit, okay? I just want to make it very clear.
So are we stuck in with Hunter Biden, or just that's the situation and we gotta survive in that situation?
That's the situation, and I say we do it where
I say we fucking raid
We're-
Hunter Biden's house, man. Fuck that shit.
we're in this room together. It's us three. We're here together. This happens. We get ding, ding, ding. Hunter
Powers
Biden, Hunter Biden has came and taken over the power plant. What are you gonna do? 6 months, no power. And then now here we are. What's our next move?
So it looks like everything's like anarchy. So like everything would be out. Like
Yeah.
Well, we're in Texas, so we're kind of fucked because Texas has to be special and be on its own power grid.
it's true.
But, let's see. Like, most hospitals have, like, generators and backup generators, don't they?
They do.
So I guess...
I like where your brain's at.
See, I'm,
So, like, get supplies, and there's a lot of shit you can have there, and then we get all the opiates and shit and try and lure Hunter Biden out when he starts to run out.
there you go.
Ooh, that's a good plan.
Like, we'll put snares and shit out, and just, it's all like, syringe, morphine,
Yeah. Yeah,
Back
we're just
away.
like, come on, there's an easy whore outside.
Yeah. Just like
Chinese.
cold cocaine. And I'm like, come on, bud.
Chinese
Yeah.
whore. A
Yeah.
Chinese
Little
whore.
strap.
Yeah. We hear there's $1 million for Ukraine outside. Come on, you Hunter Biden.
He comes out and like, no biting, no biting.
Yeah.
No biting, no biting.
No biting, no biting.
Yeah. No one's going to ask about your laptop out here. We promise. You know, all that kind of stuff.
That's a crazy scenario, man. I would definitely raid, like I would lead the troops, you know, and probably be like, you know what, let's just go straight for Hunter Biden. Take him out.
Yeah.
I would probably join a convoy and be like, you guys want to join?
We're just gonna SEAL Team 6
Yeah.
Hunter Biden in the power play.
Meal Team 6. That's what it's
Yeah.
gonna
It should be a whole bunch of Mexicans and Eric.
Olay!
It's like, it's okay, we have one of you. He's
Yeah.
here to translate.
They're very upset. They didn't even bring a mariachi band. They always bring a mariachi band. What are you doing, bro? Stop it.
It's like, they want to go back to their jobs, but the fast food restaurants are closed down.
We want to work.
Yeah.
We just want to work.
It's like, Thea's in Mexico, and I'm supposed to send her 500 or the cartel will cut off her pinky. It's like, you need to
Hunter
get your
Biden
shit
fucked
together.
it up for everybody. I just want to work.
It's like,
I
are we
went all
supposed to
into
play my
character in
kid's
this.
bounty house for her 6th birthday party, you son of a bitch?
Anyways, that's 10 quinceañeras later.
Right?
Yeah.
No, that would be a definitely crazy scenario. Like, I honestly think that would probably actually happen without the Hunter Biden stuff. Just the fucking grid shutting down
Yeah.
and just people just going at each other like crazy.
Before all the crazy shit happens, though, I would go out in the forest with some shrooms and just look up at the stars because you'll be able to see all the stars with all the power off.
That is very
That's
true.
true.
That
So
is
like
very
just have a
true.
nice trip and just like watch stars shooting left and right. It's all like little star and put it in my pocket. But yeah,
There's one
yeah.
way.
So I'd have a good shroom trip, and then I'm like, all right, now we're take shit into action.
To do shrooms and then want to commit violence is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Imagine how many people would be out there in the purge just fucking taking out people.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there'll be like a slight alliance. It's like all the people who want like hallucinogenics will go into the forest. You leave us the fuck alone, we'll leave you the fuck alone.
Hippies, go to your place.
Yeah.
It's like, we are prepared to trade you clean needles in exchange for some weed.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
shrooms. It's like just an exchange. It's like
Yeah.
you got the goods.
It's gonna have to be barter system now.
Which
at that
again,
point.
that's the other reason. Like, yeah, I'd raid all the hospitals for shit because like they do have their generators, but the people in the coma will only last so long.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, cannibalism. I keep going to cannibalism.
Yeah, you usually get there much faster than I'm comfortable with, if I'm being real honest.
The fun part is I don't think I could actually eat a human. Like, I'll eat a lot of other weird shit. Like, I'll eat a gator. I'll eat a snake.
Snake is actually pretty good.
It is.
Never had
And they always say
Yeah.
everything tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
But
I've had gator before. Gator's pretty good.
Yeah, gator's good.
I've had gator nuggets. But,
How were they?
The ones I had in Arizona were good.
How'd you
but
get between their penis?
Very carefully.
I
You
didn't
said
prepare.
gator nuggets.
Oh, yeah. See what you did there?
She was out wrestling around in the swamps.
Look, there's 3 things I know, and I've learned them from 3 great men: Walker, Texas Ranger, the Crocodile Hunter, and Joe Exotic.
That's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit right there, dude.
Isn't there supposed to be another Tiger King, or like another?
I think they're doing another rendition, but there's one on HBO, and it's about a chimpanzee lady.
Yeah,
who's
chimp
like
lady.
someone- yeah, the
Something
chimp
like
lady.
that's supposed to be blowing up right now.
Did she end up getting her face ate off like most of them do?
I don't know. I would never have a chimp as a pet.
Yeah, they
They're
literally-
aggressive and
yeah.
they're like
crazy.
twice as strong as people. I do not understand this obsession with exotic pets. Like
Yeah.
a bearded dragon, that's fine because that's not gonna fuck you up in your sleep.
Still hard
But a
pass.
fucking anaconda, it's like, no, I don't want a pet anaconda that's wrapping itself around me at night, sizing me up. It's like, I'm gonna eat you.
Yeah.
I don't want a bobcat for a pet or a lion. And it's always the rich people who get the craziest fucking pets too.
I think it's because they already own
It's like a
everything
power
else.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I want a tiger.
Tyson had a tiger, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyson had a
crazy.
tiger. Like, there's a lot of like rich Mexicans who just have tigers and like lions and shit for pets. have it in a cage or whatever. It's just walking. It's
Yeah.
like, is that a fucking puma?
That's why I can never join the cartel, man. I can't take care of those goddamn fucking tigers. Right? Plus, what am I gonna do with a tiger when it dies? Right?
Right.
Buried in the backyard.
Make a really cool rug.
Right?
I knew he was gonna say the rug, and I'm like, well, you could make a nice rug. Make a fucking scar headdress like they had in Hercules.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be my move. I'd be like, look at this dope rug. They used to be my pet fluffers, you know?
Yeah.
We named him Tyson.
Yeah.
That's right.
There we go. Damn. I guess all the vapes would be fine for a little bit. I'd have to switch back to cigarettes. I smoke both.
How long do you think you'd be good? Like honestly, like power shut off. Let's say there wasn't even a presidential announcement. Like how confident would you be?
Right?
Yeah, like if we were here right now, blackout, and there's no explanation. How confident do you feel, like month wise? Or you're like, I'd definitely be 100% good for a year, 6 months, 2 weeks.
I think I'd be good for 6 months.
Okay. What about you?
Fuck, I already got a plan. I'm not a prepper, but I do have a plan already.
Dude.
I have a bug out plan. Bug
This
out.
motherfucker has a basement where he has a thing. He just doesn't
Well,
want us to know.
I got a group of friends that we already have a plan where we go out to Big Bend and we group there. We get all our supplies and everything, and then we determine how we are. Because you can hit the border there at Big Bend, and you can. There's a lot of space there. You can camp out. So like that would be the natural way for me to survive, is to go out camping. Whether I would live off the land after that, I don't know. Or I would have to like fend for food, or I'd have to like barter with people. Like, I don't know. Like, it's hard to say. Like, I honestly think I would probably survive a good, like realistically, 6 weeks. If I'm being honest, if I don't regroup with my friends, I would last 6 weeks. If I group with my friends, I'm living.
Yeah.
Because like me and my friends know what to do. Like I can't do this thing without them.
But you have the people. Yeah.
Right. And plus, also too, and like I'm their only entertainment. What the fuck am I gonna be like? Hey guys, this is the apocalypse now.
Yeah.
Everybody's dead. Hey, go ahead, hey, pay me in fucking cupcakes.
Like, what's the deal with all? Just kidding. But
What's the
but a
deal?
lot of people don't take into consideration too, like when all the power and shit will go out. Like the animals are gonna start going into like the cities and shit.
Well.
So like you're gonna have to deal with shit like coyotes and bears just like kind of roaming.
I got a one retention plan, so if it's like it's there, but
Yeah.
you know.
See, but I like that you're like, I'm getting away from cities.
Oh yeah, cities. That's the first
my
step.
same-
Oh yeah, no,
that's
it's
my
gonna
same
be
thing.
insane with the cities.
Yeah,
but
no,
again,
there's no way anybody would survive in the major cities.
Yeah.
You would have to leave.
if we're
Yeah.
Flagstaff, Arizona, I have my zombie plan and everything there. But like,
handheld weapons, less, ammunition.
But also, like, I'd raid the hospital, and then for weapons, I'm okay with a rifle, but I'm not good with a handgun. So I'd need like a handgun person with me, possibly.
They
Or
would probably close the border, so the only way you would have to, I would get out of the country, really.
Oh, really?
like,
Yeah.
I would straight up do some nomad shit though. I'd get my katana and I'd get my bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And like, I'd just do shit like that.
Yeah. See,
I
my
have a lot
worry
of
about
skills.
going down like towards Mexico is the cartel already has like such a presence. If there was a blackout, they'd be like, "Well, this is ours now."
They're not going to give a
So
shit
like
about
they
you.
would be fine.
Yeah.
And then you'd go down there and you'd be like, it's really fucked up here."
Yeah, that's when you're gonna have the immigration problem of
Yeah.
Americans going to Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mexico be like, sorry, we're in the middle of building a wall.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you guys paid for it, so
So we can't hear you, Brick.
right. I think that's really gonna happen. They're not gonna give a shit about us. I mean, they're still.
The cartel would probably step up and guard the border. It's like, no.
Yeah.
You can buy coke from us, but that's about it.
Yeah. Go kill yourselves, pendejos. That's what they say. No, it's interesting to kind of like, unfortunately, I've actually thought about all that shit. And like, after like when the freeze happened and people were like panicking and like buying shit off like, what are y'all doing?
I accidentally bought groceries before the freeze, this last one.
But
like, I didn't know that the freeze was coming. I heard about it the day before, but I just happened to drop like 200 on groceries. I'm like, I'm gonna be responsible and shit.
Yeah.
And like everybody's like freaking out and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is a freeze? And I finally asked them like, what's a freeze? And they explained it. And I'm like, so it just gets really cold? And they're like, yeah, no, oh, okay.
That's why right after that happened, that just showed how failure of our government is, and
Dude,
like people, and how many people are so reliant on that. Like, what happened if no trucks came? There was nothing on. What are you gonna do? And that's when people are like, I'm gonna protect myself. I'm like, motherfucker, you should have been doing that shit from the beginning. So like right after that happened, I started to be more self-sufficient. I bought my own rain catching system. Trying to grow my own food, shit like that. But I mean, it's hard to have an extra freezer of food, just in case, Even if fucking power goes out, at least you'll have something you can rely on. But just be more self-sufficient off of anything that's gonna happen. You gotta fucking have some type of backup plan. I have a gas tank. I can make it at least to somewhere outside of the city limits.
Plus, if it's like winter, then you're gonna have to fucking build a greenhouse and shit if you're trying to grow shit.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff to take into account.
Yeah.
Life-ending choices, guys. Make sure you make them, and if not, you're gonna die. So.
Worst case scenario, if I get bored or don't like the nomad lifestyle, just fucking OD on something.
Yeah, that's probably a good way out.
We'll sit there. It's all like, okay. It's like, we'll see if this works.
Most people probably will take that way out, Once they shit
Yeah, I had a couple people tell me that. It's all like, yeah, if that shit happens, I'm not living through this.
Yeah, Scott. That was Scott's solution.
Yeah.
Whenever we had a...
That makes total sense.
Yeah, Scott Ramos, he was like... We were like, oh, zombie apocalypse, all this and that. And he's like, I'm
knew
overdosing.
That he was fucking useless.
Yeah, he's like, I'm good for nothing. He's like, no one's gonna want me. I'm gonna do drugs until I die. And I was like, that's wild.
It's like, don't wait.
That is one thing I do need to learn how to do still, because I'm still an alcoholic. And I'm like, I have to learn how to fucking distill alcohol and make blackberry wine in the forest or whatever.
I can picture you
just sitting there. It's like,
making all that shit.
Okay, look, what if y'all three what would be the first place y'all went to? If you all had to combine your ideas. I know you have a wife. That doesn't count right now, bro.
Damn, she's dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
Darn.
Is it a hospital? Is it liquor stores? Where would it be?
probably Cabela's, honestly.
Y'all have to come on it together.
So,
you have to vote.
Honestly, I would hit a gas station.
Yeah.
Because tobacco products will be super valuable for trade.
That's a solid point.
Because things like cigarettes, chew, like all that kind of stuff, if you could get a lot of it, it would be a very good tradable item.
Yeah. With nicotine fiends.
Yeah, and it's not as heavy as alcohol.
Yeah.
Because like you can be like, oh well, like get a bunch of booze for the same thing, but booze is heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, say other than that, definitely Cabela's. See, my problem is with all your like major stores is they're gonna be getting overrun.
Right.
You go to Cabela's and Bass Pro, everyone's gonna be going to Cabela's and Bass Pro. So you would almost want to go and try to get enough to hide out, is my opinion. Get enough to hide out for like a week.
Yeah.
Let people kind of kill themselves off. And then from there, be like, all right, now we're going to start scavenging.
First,
yeah, from there.
So, like, you meaning from, like, right now, where would you go? Shit.
You three.
I'd go to my apartment. I got a lot of shit in there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, best case scenario, I got camping equipment at my house. Just go to my house, pick up that shit, and just take off.
Yeah.
First thing on, that would be my suggestion.
I'm
But
the only one who doesn't own a gun. I don't think I'm allowed to own a gun now that I've been to the psych ward. I think that's a law. Like, I can't own a gun for 7 years or some shit.
If the world was ending, I'd trust you with it enough.
definitely.
It's all like, who are you going to tell? My therapist?
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't really have guns. What?
I'm just, like, I'd be mad just sitting there watching all these people kill themselves, too. It's like, okay, so when I do it, I'm the fucking problem.
Yeah.
It's all like...
Oh, but I got to talk to somebody.
Yeah, it's like, I've been gone to the psych ward 4 times to prevent this shit. It's like, you guys get one little hiccup and you're all dead.
Yeah.
It's like, Celia already killed 4 people. It's not the zombie apocalypse. She's like, I know.
Yeah. No, I'll find all the motherfuckers I don't like, and yeah, I'll probably eat them too. Just kidding. I don't want to get their toxicity or catch their incompetence.
So what's it? Jeffrey Dahmer said that he didn't eat people with tattoos because he said they taste funny.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Just trying to stay safe out here in these streets.
Just gotta make sure you eat the right.
All my tattoo artist friends are safe from cannibalism.
Yeah.
It's like, don't do it. He's gonna taste inky.
Right? You ever had squid before?
I saw this, like, they cut into a squid, and it was a squid or an octopus or whatever, and it squirted all over, just jet black ink all over her face. And she tried to wipe it off, and it just looked like blackface at that point. And she's like, did I get it off? And all the servers just start laughing.
Wow.
Well, where are we at?
You took notes, bro. What the hell?
Yeah, so it looks like...
You were the world's worst stenographer.
I don't know how to type, dude.
Oh.
Heroin, guys, come on.
Heroin.
I just have to say this every episode, I feel.
Heroin?
You gotta go to the heroin dealer's house.
I can't do heroin. My veins are small and they roll. Otherwise, alcoholism would not be my biggest problem, right? Just kidding. Nah.
It's one hell of a
Dude,
drug.
it's always a pain in the ass. They'll stab me like 9 times every time I go to the hospital. It's like, okay, we're gonna get the IV. Like twice they had to do an ultrasound and put it in like my big vein. And one time, like, they got an IV on my hand and it like started to push out, and then I just started ejaculating blood all over the place. It was just like, it was like a sprinkler. It's almost like a Kill Bill movie. And I'm like yelling in the ER, and I'm like, I'm hemorrhaging. And they come, poor nurse walks in, blood squirts on her face too. It got all over their tools and shit.
Oh my God.
And I was in there for just pneumonia.
Jesus.
But yeah, so then they put it in here, but then I got sore after a while and it really started to hurt. And I'm like, this really hurts. Take it out of my arm now or I'm going to fucking rip it out.
I've had that problem. They got too many deep veins that they can't.
No, mine are deep,
shit.
they're tiny, and they roll. Like one person, it's kind of like they're dodging the needle almost. But one time they had this sage old white woman come in. She was like 89. After several people tried, and I had like 5 holes and stuff.
I'm convinced those people that are able to find the veins are vampires. They are.
They can
like,
sense it.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she like just straight up, she like went like this for a second. She's like
a human mosquito.
and she's like, got it. And everybody just looked in amazement.
I'll find that vein, baby.
Yeah. And then like none of you guys have any like health issues that we'd have to worry about. Like none of you are diabetic or shit. Like I know we're all fat as shit.
Undiagnosed.
Hey.
Ex-diabetic.
Ex-diabetic. But,
Still damaged.
Nice.
Well, Josh, I know you got kind of a hard out on here. You're 10, right, for your show? It's about 9:40.
Oh, yeah, we're good. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
I already told them I was going to be late.
Oh, okay, cool.
You
I just
got
wanted to
5
make sure
minutes
you
left?
Okay.
All right. So is there anything that you had to survive, like for like fucking car accident? I know you fucked up your knee doing something, but is there like anything in your life that you had to like get through?
Like life-threatening situations?
Yeah, like life-threatening, or just like I had a crazy mother who beat the shit out of me, sort of thing. You got jumped by clowns. I don't know. Were you a victim of rape at any point?
I was in Juarez when I was young. I was like 17 or 18 or 19.
Okay.
And I was robbed by Mexican police, the state police. And the way they do it is, I've driven in Mexico. You drive in Juarez, Mexico. It's a different world, you know.
Yeah.
You can't look. You go to Mexico. You don't wear no jewelry. Take off you don't look rich. You don't so they don't fuck with you. And the cops there, they don't give a shit. They're criminals themselves. So we got pulled over, and it was a group of us, and one of our friends had coke on him. So I was like convinced already, like, man, we're gonna go to jail. And we were on our way to a strip club in Juarez, in Mexico. And there's 4 of us in the car. One guy has cocaine, and all of us get out of the car. They pull us over. State police. It's those guys on the truck. They all get out. There's like 6 of them. 2, 3 women, and like 3 guys that come out with AK-47s, and we're just like, yeah, we're gonna die, or we're gonna go to jail, and we're probably gonna get so so my friend, who is a masterful cokehead, was getting searched by the girl, and I could see him kind of raise up, and he drops a bag on the floor, and I'm looking at it, the lady's patting me down, and I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at the coke down, and I'm like, you motherfucker, we're gonna die. And he gracefully just kind of kicks it under the car. without them seeing. And I was like, oh my God, did they see that? Did they see that? And sure enough, they fucking give us hell, question us why we're there, where do we work at, what do you do? The whole 9 yards, everything in Spanish. Shitting bricks the whole time. And sure enough, they looked at everything, opened the trunk, opened it. All right. Then they give us a code, Sector 7 or something like that. Meaning that if you get pulled over again, you give them the code and you say you've already been searched. And so that way they know what sector they're at.
So you don't get robbed twice.
Yeah,
it's like
basically.
You cleared this motherfucker out.
And so, well, they didn't rob us that time, but that was the Coke story. The second story is where I got robbed. And so they let us go. And so they let us go and they left. And then my friend who's a cokehead just comes right and grabs the shit. She's like, that's how you do it, motherfucker. That's how you. And I was like, we're going to die tonight. We're going to die. And that was the first time I thought I was going to die surviving Juarez, Mexico. Second time I was going to survive.
Which was also Juarez?
Which was also Juarez. And these cops didn't fuck around. They basically pulled us all over. Same situation. We were out there just fucking around as kids.
Yeah.
And they're just like, if you don't give us all your money, everything in your possession, we're going to go ahead and possess your car and throw you in jail. I only have $40. We'll take it. And that ring on your finger too.
Damn.
And I'm like, all right, get the fuck out of here. Go back to the border, you fucking American. I was like, but I'm Mexican.
Not enough.
Not enough.
It's like if you're really Mexican, you want to have $40.
So surviving those situations made me very aware of my surroundings and people who I talk to. And which is why I'm very cautious and like I'm not very trusting sometimes, but that's just, you ever been robbed before? And that's the thing that
just
people
by
don't, you know what I mean? So it's like stuff like that, you know, surviving Juarez is probably the story I can tell. Life-threatening, I guess that would be the most, like, oh my God, I thought I was going to die that night.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like stay stateside.
Yeah. America, land of the free.
So
safe.
we're at about the hour mark. Is there any shows or anything you want to plug? This is going to air October 1st.
Yeah. So if you're seeing this right now, I am sponsored by the Libertarian Party of Williamson County. We're doing our first comedy show in Liberty Hill, Texas at Whitestone Brewery at 7 o'clock. It is open to the public, and we are going to be getting out the message of voting for libertarian and the libertarian stances. So if you guys are interested, come check out that show. We got Adam Nutter, we got some John Horton is going to be out there. So some great libertarian leaders and comedians are going to be out there. So check us out October 4th at Whitestone Brewery, Liberty Hill.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Eric?
Show-wise, just check my Instagram, Eric Biggs Comedy. I have like 47 podcasts now. Birthday Boys, follow that, check that out. I'm doing one with Matt Butera, Thick Skinned. It's on a bunch of different stuff. Check it out. And Eric Biggs does stuff on YouTube.
All right. Okay. I'm going to be at the Latina Comedy Festival October 2nd and 3rd and 4th. Yeah. Sorry, October 3rd and 4th, and then I'll be in Carlsbad, New Mexico on the 5th. Other than that, I don't think I have any other shows besides that. Also, continue to watch Surviving with Celia. It is produced by the Birthday Boys, which is these two degenerate motherfuckers, JP and Eric. But other than that, thank you guys, and have a good night.
Thank ya.